Everyone, it's Emily Fox. So this video is going to be the announcement of my Goodreads Reading Challenge for 2020. Goodreads just announced their winners for the Goodreads Choice Awards, and I have some feelings. But mostly I wanted to look at all the categories I will be participating in and basically choosing which books I will be reading, because I have 15 categories to go through, so it means at least 15 books. However, in some cases I want to read more than that, and in some cases I've also read the winner, so I have to choose something else in the 20 contestant for basically the runner-ups. If you haven't seen it, I did do this challenge last year. Essentially, I do those readings throughout the year, and then at the end of the year I do my own award show where I review all of the books in each category, which that was long, but that was definitely helpful because then I choose my winner, my personal winner, the one I think should have won. So I'm doing the same thing for 2020. Feel free to participate. Leave the categories or the books you are choosing in the comment section and let's go through them, because like I said, 15 categories. Last year there were 17. The only one I am not doing this year that I did last year is poetry, just not my jam. You're gonna notice also, last thing, some categories I'm only choosing one book because essentially my goal is to get out of my comfort zone so I don't end up reading only fantasy sci-fi. Although I'm kind of making fun of myself because those are never the only categories I read, but I want to still get out of my comfort zone a little bit. So some of those ones I will be only reading one book. By the way, I just got over tonsillitis and I'm still kind of so if you notice that I'm struggling speaking, it's totally because of that. So the first category is Best Fiction. The winner is The Testaments by Margaret Atwood, which I have read this year. So for next year, I will be reading the one in second position, which is Normal People. This one has been on my library waiting list for a long time, so I'm without a doubt will be able to read it next year. I'm also interested in Where the Forest Meets the Stars, but I just realized it's not available at neither library because I'm using two. But they do have Ask Again, yes, so I think I will also be checking out that one. As far as the other books, I've also read The Most Fun We Ever Had, which was not the most fun I've ever had. And I know my library has a couple more. I might get into one or two more, but essentially those are the two that I'm thinking about reading in 2020 for this specific category. Best Fiction, I kind of have like hit and miss relationship. I feel like I either kind of just don't really care or I love them, so although more often I don't really care. So that's why I'm always a little but those are the ones that caught my eyes. They're like the top 4. So next category is Best Mystery Thriller, which I always read a bunch of during the year. So the winner was The Silent Patient, which is the one, I'm pretty sure I said that in my last video. I said that's the only one I didn't want to see win. So yeah, that happened. Didn't care for it. I don't get hype whatsoever. The second place is the one I will be choosing for my challenge, which is My Sister, the Serial Killer. I feel like I've seen really hit and miss reviews. However, it got still like 50-something thousand views, reviews, votes. Oh my God. Things are hard today. It is late at night. So I'm intrigued. I mean, if this many people thought it should have won, maybe. So I will be reading it. In that category, I've also read The Turn the Key, The Lost Man, An Anonymous Girl, Lock Every Door, and that's it. So still, I have read already quite a few. I am intrigued and currently on a waiting list for a few of these. The first one being The Whisper Man, which a lot of you told me whenever I was talking about this year that it should be the one I looked into, so I will be reading it. I'm already on the waiting list also for Runaway. And the one I had voted for, actually I didn't mention it, was Miracle Creek, which was great if you like literary fiction or like Celeste Ng type of thing. That one was a good one. So yeah, those are kind of the ones I'm looking into. Best historical fiction, nobody's actually surprised, but Daisy Jones and the Sixth One, probably because it's the only one people read. I'm a little salty because it wasn't a bad book, but I just feel like the author got really popular from her other book, and that's the reason she got, you know, the award for this one. The third place is The Huntress, which I recently picked up during a library sale, so I might choose that one as my challenge for this year, although it's third position. Second position was The Nickel Boys, so if you tell me that book is amazing, I might get to that one too, but for now my goal is to at least read The Huntress. I don't usually read a lot of historical fiction, so I think I'm just gonna choose one, and if anything else happens, it happens. Best Fantasy. I am extra salty for this one. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo won by 53,000 votes. And the book, even now, because the votes were cast like a month ago, currently only has 21,000 ratings. Like, even M does not approve. This is one of my issues with this awards show. It's just a popularity contest. People don't even read the book. They just know the author. They vote for it. And I think it sucks. I feel like they should at least force you to put the book as read on your page to allow you to vote for it. You know what I mean? Anyway, I did read Ninth House. Did not care for it. So that's why I'm extra salty about it. So let's go with the second book, which is the one I will have to read, for my challenge, which is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, which I have been meaning to read ever since it came out. So will happen for sure in 2020. As far as the other books I have read The Priory of the Orange Tree, The Dragon Republic, Dark Dawn, Magic for Liars, and Holy Sister, which I'm extra salty because it's the last position. It's the one I voted for. It is the third book in a series, so whatever. As far as the other books I'm interested in reading, I will be picking up Middle Game by Shannon Maguire, which someone just recently told me it has one of my favorite tropes of someone reliving their day or their lives, which I love reading those books, and since it's in there, I was already looking forward to reading it. Now for sure will happen. In my defense, I did start it, but I started it as an audiobook and I didn't like the audiobook, so I will be reading like a physical copy, and that's pretty much the only one I'm really planning on reading, which is weird because fantasy is one of my favorite genre, but like a lot of these are part of series and everything that I started and didn't really care for, so that's kind of it. Next is Best Romance, which I said I wasn't going to do it again this year unless the winner was Red, White, and Royal Blue, which it is, so I guess I am reading one more romance book. I'm aware that I will most likely not really care for it, but it's so popular that I'm like, you know what? Whatever, I will read it. So I'm hoping I will like it because, you know, once in a while I do like a romance book. Very once in a while. Next category is Best Sci-Fi, which the one I voted for won, which means I'm very happy. I voted for Recursion by Blake Crouch. Amazing book, totally recommend it. As far as the other books, there are so many that I want to read, so I'm very excited. I think it's going to be the category I will read the most books from in 2020. In third position is the book I can never pronounce, Gideon the Ninth, which is about a lesbian necromancer, I think. And I'm like, hell yeah. So this is the one I have to read, which again, I'm already on library waiting list for. Then I do want to read This Is How You Lose the Time War, The Deep, Machines Like Me. I have read Exhalation. I have read The Test. I'm in the middle of One Word Kill. I do have on my shelf To Be Thought If Fortunate by Becky Chambers. This is one of the next books I'm picking up because it's a tiny, tiny, tiny book. I am in the middle of Wanderers, which longest freaking book of eternity. I thought I was going to be able to finish it this year. I got it twice from my library as an audiobook, and I am still on the waiting list to finish it because it's like never ending, and I'm kind of about it, but we'll see. A Memory Called Empire, which I did order from Book Outlet. I will get it for my next haul video. You'll see that. I thought it was fantasy. And then Children of Ruin, which we don't even talk about it anymore. But again, all of these should be read in 2020. Best horror book, The Institute by Stephen King. I'm not sure I would even put it in horror, to be honest. I have read it. It's another case of people voted for it because they just saw Stephen King and they wanted to vote, I guess, because more people have voted for it than people have rated it, even now, because 75,000 people voted for it and then 45,000 people have put it as read. Second position is Imaginary Friend, which my library does have, so I will try to get to that one. I'm also already on the waiting list for The Invited, which is in fourth position. So those are going to be the one that I'm like forcing myself for sure to read next year. As for the other ones, I have read Growing Things by Paul Tremblay, which I say I have read it, but that's not really true. I DNF'd it because I really didn't care for it. A lot of people talked about The Need, which we'll see. Best Humor. It's one of those categories I usually just read the winner just to get out of my comfort zone. I had actually already put this one on my waiting list at the library before it even won, so Dear Girls, which I will be reading. Hopefully it's great. I'm assuming it's the author that reads it. Usually that's how it works, and I love when that's the case. So I will be listening to that one as an audiobook. Best nonfiction, the winner is Girl Stop Apologizing, which will never happen because I'm Canadian. I will apologize for anything and everything. But I will be reading that one. It's also available at my library and it's the winner, so I have to. I'm not sure if there's anything else I will be picking up in that category. For these categories, feel free to leave like a recommendation if there's one of them that you think I would really enjoy. But so far, I'm just planning on reading the winner. Same thing for Best Memoir, which is Over the Top, from one of the guy from, what's that TV show called? Damn it, I can't remember. Super wholesome show. I've only watched a few episodes, but I need to continue because it's just adorable and I love it. It just makes you feel super good. Best History, the winner is The Five, The Lives of Jack the Ripper's Women. I will try and get to that one. I didn't check if my library had it, probably, so I will be reading that one since it's the winner and it's pretty much the only one that appeals to me. So again, let me know if there's anything else you think I would enjoy. Best Science and Technology, another one of my favorite categories. There are so many books I was looking forward to reading / I've already added on my library list, so hopefully we'll not have to wait too long for them. The winner is Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs, which was already on my list and it's the winner, so for sure it's happening. Same thing with Invisible Women, which is number 2. Same thing with The Body, which is number 3. So for sure I'm reading those 3. I'm also interested in reading How To, which is the second book by this author about this, because I have the first one on my shelf, which I have yet to finish. You don't really, like, they're like fun little question with like ridiculous answers. I love them. And then I also had another one on my library list, The Uninhabitable Earth, Life After Warming, which I'm assuming is about climate changes. That's the word I was looking for. And I'm noticing now that there's another one I was interested in, which is Crisis in the Red Zone, which I also want to read. So again, let me know if there's anything else, but so far those are the ones on my list. For Best Debut Novel, those are not new books from the other categories, the ones I'm planning on reading, so we're just gonna skip ahead, but I will be reading some books in that category and voting at the end of the year. Then we have Best Young Adult Fiction, which 5 Feet Apart is the winner, which, damn it, I saw it on Book Outlet during the Cyber Monday sale and I didn't pick it up because I didn't know which one was going to be the winner, right? So I ended up picking up another one, which I thought was going to win. It's in the next category, I'm realizing now. But I believe this became a movie. I'm having like strong flashbacks of Everything and Our Fault in Our Stars or whatever. That one I never even read or watched, but I'm still getting vibes. So we'll see. I like the cover though, so I will either get it from my library or get it from Book Outlet. We shall see, but it's the winner, so I have to read that one. I have read in that category Two Can Keep a Secret, which was fine. As far as the other ones, another one I might pick up is On the Come Up, which I have read the first one, but not that one, so we'll see. And then last but not least, Best Young Adult Fantasy and Sci-Fi. The winner is The Wicked King, which I have made fun of The Cruel Prince so much that I think we all know I will not be picking that up, or maybe I will. You decide, I guess, but I don't think it's a good idea. I really did not care for the other one. I've been calling it the most unmemorable book of all time because I can't remember about it. And I have a great memory. I could kind of remember it because I've talked about it a lot, so I've had to think about it, but like still very unmemorable. Out of the other ones in that category, I do want to read King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo, which I have on my shelf. I have The Toll, which I also have on my shelf. Thank you. I need to read that one. It's like number 3. The book I picked up during the Book Outlet sale that I was thinking about is A Curse So Dark and Lonely, so I will pick that one up. I also have Sorcery of Thorns, which I've been warned has a lot of romance. I'm aware. We shall see how that goes. For Dead Queens, which I started, did not finish yet. And I'm almost done with The Secret Commonwealth by Philip Pullman, and so far it is incredibly disappointing. So, those are all the books that I am hoping to read for my 2020 Goodreads Reading Challenge. How do you feel about this? Are you planning on trying to read one category, a couple of each of them, try and follow me? Because that means if I read all the ones I've been mentioning, like if I only read one per category, which is the goal, that would mean 15 books. But if I read all the books that I'm mentioning now, it's like 40, so I would have like half the books of my goals. Actually no, I'm thinking about putting my goal at 50 for next year, and then, you know, ultimately I would like to read 100 like always, but if I put 40 now on my TBR and I have my other challenges that you're gonna see soon, damn it, woman. I have no self-control. So that's gonna be it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up, subscribe. Feel free to discuss in the comment section how you personally feel about the winners, if there's anything else you would have changed, if there are any of the books you think I need to read, and I will be putting on the screen more videos that I recommend you check out. Don't forget, once again, to subscribe because my end of the year series is like happening like next week and nobody wants to miss that. And we'll see you in my next video. Bye.